are so much stronger. Let's go, this what your power meant for. We go for hours, we'll be unstoppable. We're so unstoppable. When you fall down, get up, look around. Every opponent bows down. We gotta come up, time is now. When it gets harder, got you now. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. We're so unstoppable. We're so unstoppable.
When the ground shakes, we ain't afraid. We're pushing every obstacle out the way. You better get your head in the game. We run this town, no backing down. Here's when we say, oh, nah, nah, nah. Can't stop us, nah, nah, nah. Say, breath always be unstoppable. Oh, nah, nah, nah. Can't stop us, nah, nah, nah. Say, breath always be unstoppable. La 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 la.
We're to stay, yeah, yeah. Ready to play, yeah, yeah. Higher the stakes, but together we are so much stronger. Your turn, stay by my side. Don't get burned, contract for life. We'll be unstoppable. We'll be unstoppable. We can take a challenge, it's our chance. Find the balance, follow the plan. We got a challenge, stay down. We are the champions, look around. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. We're so unstoppable. We're so unstoppable.
When the ground shakes, we ain't afraid. We're pushing every obstacle out the way. You better get your head in the game. We run this town, no backing down. Here's when we say, oh, nah, nah, nah. Can't stop us, nah, nah, nah. Say, breath always be unstoppable. Oh, nah, nah, nah. Can't stop us, nah, nah, nah. Say, breath always be unstoppable.
Preparing every day as our opponents get stronger. Every day it gets longer. No longer just a game. As we go further and further, we can win like it's ours. Yeah.
There ain't nothing we can't overcome. 'Cause we're marching to the beat of our own drum. If you wanna make it to the next round, you got to level up. Put away the fear in your eyes and toughen up. Sky's the limit, no slowing. Working as a team, we're growing. We the champion, can't take our crown. Rain or shine, we ain't leaving. Got a dream that we believe in. Nobody can stop us now. When the ground shakes, we ain't afraid. We're pushing every obstacle out the way. You better get your head in the game. We run this town, no backing down. Here's when we say, oh, nah, nah, nah. Can't stop us, nah, nah, nah. Hey, breath always be unstoppable. Oh, nah, nah, nah. Can't stop us, nah, nah, nah. Hey, breath always be unstoppable.
Hello, hello. We are back with part 2, which I have decided since last stream, of course, would be 12.5 through 12.8, I believe. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 12.5 through 12.8. That is what we're doing today. So we should be able to finish the entire story within 2 more parts. So 2 more days. When we're doing those days is undetermined. It won't be tomorrow. But it may be days after that. I have no idea yet. I just know that I am busy tomorrow, and I'll see from there. Because I don't have a schedule set up right now, so things are complicated, to say the least. But that is the current plan. We will pause the music real quick so we can do that. Also need to claim all this stuff because I forgot to. I'm not reading all this, at least not on stream. But oh, if there is 20, as it says here, then it'll take an extra part. So it'll be about 5 parts that it'll take for me to clear this story before we start chapter 13. Which is fine. I don't mind like it taking a little longer. But I have procrastinated this for too long, and we are going to be pushing story as much as possible and hopefully finishing it within this week. If we can't finish it within this week, that's fine. It is what it is. Also, not tomorrow since I'll be busy, but the day after, or whichever next stream is after this one, we will be pulling on the banner because there's one character that I want on that banner, but for probably a reason you might not know.
Medical intern. I'll be assisting with surgery and internal medicine.
But it's because of that reason that I am going to be pulling for that character. And I hope to get them. Shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. Because I still need to save funds for shoe.
Your guy. Or, I guess you'd rather stand here in silence with me for a while.
But I will not reveal that information until the day comes.
Can you explain how these machines work? I've got a good memory. Magellan explained the structure of the research station last.
Sorry, Typhon.
ランセット2姉様はどこだ？
ゆっくり休める部屋だといいな。
This place is nothing like stagnant old Syracuse. The breath of hope flows here.
But I got my water ready for today's stream reading. And my brain is prepared for the adverse environment. This doesn't look too bad. But I have to remember it is civilians, so it could be that bad. Armed spies have increased attack. Yay. It's not my team.
What do you need?
That was for something else. I don't even remember what my team was. Oh yeah, I brought Podenko. Golden Glow. I definitely brought these operators. Didn't bring any other medics. Did I bring Dusk? I don't think I brought Dusk. Who else did I bring? I don't remember. Actually, don't think I brought it. You know what? We'll keep her anyway. I don't remember who I brought for the other stages.
In work or in
Hold
battle,
up.
I'll give it all I've got.
Inez Gaviol. I didn't bring Nexia. Inez Gaviol.
What do you need?
That was the team. Also, for no reason,
What do you need?
just want my favorite operator in the top left be the team leader. All right, let's get right into it. So this is all the Londinium citizens' corpsmen who evacuated the city. Ooh, sorry about that. We suffered greater losses than I had imagined. Some decided to stay, even though the Sark has destroyed our stronghold. That doesn't mean they have a list of our collaborators. We don't know exactly how bad the leak was, and a lot of our men think things aren't really that bad yet. They still pretend they can go back to their quiet, peaceful lives. Can't they see we have nowhere to run? Don't say that, Rock. Most of them aren't fighters. They are just willing to place their hopes on us. Most of the people who stand with us aren't. Soldiers who don't know who they should be loyal to, journalists who lost their jobs, workers sick of Sarkaz exploitation, normal folk who have had enough. Yes. The Londinium Citizens Corps were formed by men like them. To leave Londinium, the place that we call home since we were born, is a lot more than delivering intel, forging a new weapon, and fighting the Sarkaz mercenaries. It's to find where you belong in a real war with no end in sight, and may end up dragging any number of people into actual turmoil. This is truly horrible. This is our Londinium. We should rely on no one but ourselves to defend it. That's what we used to think at first. We thought we had been giving it our all to fight that horror. But when it finally arrived, it turned out to be far more than we could actually bear. To tell the truth, I don't know what fate has in store for us from here onwards. We have some new friends now, but the enemy has now truly bared their fangs. We may soon find ourselves annihilated, become wandering ghosts that drift the wilderness, and in the end disperse all over. Clovicia, stop being so gloomy. I came here only because I don't want to be handed a liberation by anyone. That's why we are all here. I'm a worker. I'm not one to talk about righteousness. All I know is that the work pieces I knock out are the most trustworthy. I want to save my city from those people hiding in the palaces and castles. I can't do it alone, but I found you. If we don't have what it takes together, we'll unite more people. If we still fail in the end, then fine, I'll accept that outcome. Hey, Rock, we're still far from talking about outcomes. Now hurry up and walk faster. A stinking passageway like this isn't good for your wounded men's health. Right, the air in the countryside should be better than inside Londinium. Based on Rhodes Island's analysis, we should enter a branch of the Sarkaz supply line up ahead. We're back. Granny, what is the situation like? It's safe. We didn't run into any sentries, and there are no signs of patrols. Looks to be a maintenance access. There are some instruments there, although I have the faintest idea what they are for. But it's strange. We couldn't find where the real supply line was. Nonetheless, the access should be more than enough for an evacuation right now. Now hurry up, boy. Have your little friends get off their arses. A moment of safety doesn't mean peace forever. Okay, I got it. I'll take a look at the equipment we took. There might be something we can put to use. The crawlers that got ridden off might still be usable if luck's on our side. Granny, it's not that I don't believe in what we're doing, and I'm not losing heart over this setback. We can come back, right? What kind of answer do you want me to give you? I've been cheering everyone up, but I've never really left this place myself. On top of that, we're leaving like this. Feist, I used to think every so often that we're actually pretty lucky. We were born in this city. We have trustworthy friends and jobs that are worth doing. And at the weekends, we can even head to the pubs and the alleys for a pint, play some cards, and maybe win some change. Of course, Victoria has never been truly at peace. The things we make are sent to the border region to fight the Sargonians or the Lithanians and blast holes in their bodies. Not that it has anything to do with us. All we had to do was stay in the factory and turn screws on the iron blocks. We suffered pain, too. We had scars that would never heal, but we never had to worry about who to kill, or we will be killed by tomorrow. At the very least, we could live, or at least pretend to. When the Sarkaz came, our lives got a little harder. When the factories were handed over, our lives got harder again. But the way I see it, I consider us still more or less lucky enough. Just what is your definition of lucky enough? Being able to stand here and talk about the past. But now our luck has come to an end. No one can keep winning the lottery forever. But so what? Most people aren't lucky at all, and they still manage to find themselves a way out. Now go back to work. Be a big deal in the core. The chopper isn't going to pack itself up. Do what you should do, just as you promised me back then. Now what did you say back then? I will walk into every night. Enough, Granny. I was still... Regretting your lies now? No. I will do it. I will still do it. Times like these, you look just like Harvey. Catherine looks at Feist with a sidelong glance before disappearing into the crowd. All around him, men dressed in all kinds of attire come and go. All of them are exhausted, but not a single one of them has given up. Feist knows that all those who stand here are his most trustworthy allies. This little comfort is better than nothing. As the idea crosses his mind, Feist breathes out a little and exercises his stiff arm after having been on edge for so long. Once the mist fog that we call opportunities, luck, and other nouns disperses, what form will life take this time? Feist decides to stop speculating and to instead experience it himself. Feist. The wounded are all in position. Now we just have to take the maintenance access and leave Londinium, and we'll be safe for the time being. We'll rebuild Squad 11 of this Corps when that time comes, right? Of course. I promise you. Let's go. Suddenly, Feist feels a faint tremor. That's not good. What's going on? In the distance, the exit and entrance of this underground structure gradually begin to close at the same time. Why is the passage getting sealed off? Did the Sarkaz find us? Damn it! Catherine and Clovis are both over at the entrance. No, I've been listening in on the Sarkaz communication channels around us. We shouldn't be exposed. It can't be a wiring problem, right? No, these passageways have manually controlled gates. I checked before entering, and I didn't see any problems with the drive system. Feist has very good eyes. He has always been very proud of this fact. This is pretty rare in the factories, where lighting is always needed for the workers to actually do anything. Yet at this very moment, he would rather not have seen what he saw so clearly. At the other end of the entrance, beyond the gap that is about to shut, he spots a few familiar silhouettes. The silhouettes flash by until the gates close completely and the last ray of light disappears behind its iron frame, until darkness engulfs all of them. Feist tries his best to regain his footing. He feels the taste of blood spread throughout his mouth. He tries to swallow this blood stench, but finds himself unable to. He can't. This isn't part of the plan. Who's over there on that side of the passage? What are they trying to do? What's the matter, Feist? Are your lips bleeding? I know who it was on the other side. They're my friends. The factory workers of munitions factory number 11. They said they were going to check if there were any equipment left that we could take. They're the only ones who could have closed the gate. Damn. Betrayed. Tommy. Catherine. This wasn't my idea. We all decided this together. Just like when you saved me. That's a whole separate thing, Catherine. Tommy, get back to work. Find a Defense Force soldier and tell him what happened here. Alright. I know where they are. I have to say, your kidnapping skills are far worse than the Sarkaz. I'm not trying to look for trouble with you, Catherine. How many years have we known each other? There's no surprises here. But we don't want to die in the Londinium countryside, killed by those monsters' arts either. I'm just a foundry worker. I can use the furnace, the choppers, and I can cast some passable parts. But now they want us to leave the city and fight a war with the Dukes and the Sarkaz? You've got to be kidding. Out of all the things that I've ever held in my hands, the only thing that even remotely looks like a weapon is my spanner. Catherine, I promise, it'll all be fine. I have an uncle who's in the forces. I can talk to him. See if he can plead on the factory workers' behalf. What about the things we've done? We attacked the Sarkaz. We can say that it was the Corps who did it. We have no choice. You think they'll believe you? We may face harsher treatment after this, But as long as the Dukes win this war, we can go back to our lives before. We forged Londinium with our own hands. Everything will get better. You didn't use to lick the nobles' boots like this. What choice do I have, Catherine? Tell me, what choice do I have? I just don't want to leave my home. I just want to walk on the streets of Londinium again. Maybe play ball with my friends every now and then. I don't want to die in a shell crater in the countryside with my arms and legs all blown off. I've seen it before. Sarkaz. They will only get more and more brutal. My daughter might not even be able to put my dead body back together. Hey, my May Rika. Been a little bit since I've tuned in your streams. How you been? I hope streaming has been treating you well. I've been alright. Streaming has been okay. Got a few subs during my birthday stream, like a week ago. Other than that, it's just been the basic stuff. Just hop on stream, play a game, read a story. Same old, same old. Talk to the occasional person in chat when they show up, like you. Welcome, by the way. On that note. Oh, when was your birthday stream? I would have dropped in if I knew. It was on the 7th. I did a 24-hour marathon, quote unquote. I took a rest between streams, but I still did every single hour, like day after day after day. And then whenever someone subbed, I added an hour. So technically, instead of 24, it was 27. It was 27 hours long. We didn't hit any goals, which is okay, but, you know, they just weren't goals people were interested in, I guess. And that's fine. Sucks that I missed out. Still happy belated birthday. Not to worry, and thank you. But yeah, it's good to have you here now, and that's what matters. So keep up with your streaming, just gotta keep putting yourself out there. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to stream more often. Like, ever since that marathon stream, I've definitely streamed a little more than normal. I've also I also have like a starting soon screen. I don't know if you've seen that before. That is different. I'll be getting more throughout the year probably. I also made it to where all of the messages from Twitch will also go to YouTube, and all the YouTube messages will also go to Twitch. So people can see that, like, I'm actually talking to people from another chat entirely. So all of your messages is currently being sent to YouTube. So anyone who's in YouTube will be able to see your messages, which I thought was a really nice feature, and I wanted that included. So we included it. But yeah, there's a couple games I want to play on stream. One of which has been a fighting game, but it's been very difficult because it starts to lag when I go online. So I haven't really streamed that as much. wonder how the heck I did it, I use an app called Restream. And as I also, against my better judgment, I have gotten back into Honkai Star Rail. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to put it. But I have started playing that as well. So that's going to be another game that will be on stream. Then, of course, there's also D&D, which will also be on stream, but it's currently on hiatus ever since one of our players had some family stuff to take care of. And so they are taking a hiatus, and so we're taking a hiatus. And that's why I'm playing Arknights today. We're also playing Arknights today. We played it yesterday, or no, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, because I'm trying to push chapter 12, because chapter 13 is tomorrow, and I am not done with chapter 12. So I gotta do this. And since I love the story and want to read this story on stream, that is what we're doing. And it'll probably be within 5 parts because I am limiting myself to 4 stages a stream, because that's how much my voice can handle per stream before it dies from reading. Other than that, I don't think I have anything new going on. So, like, if you ever have suggestions for the stream, I'm more than happy to take the suggestions. Or you can set it aside for later and put it in the suggestion box down below, which I've had forever. Oh, I've also changed the donation button down there, so it has Aya's face on it instead of Hyperdimension Neptunia. I made my own button. But, moving on. Got more story to read. But yeah, I do appreciate you showing up. And I rant forever. Go, Catherine. I don't want to be rough on you. As for you, little leader of the resistance... Where did she go? There's only a rope that has been cut in the spot where Clovicia used to be. Huh? She was here just a minute ago. Where'd she... You mean to tell me you couldn't keep eyes on a little girl? It has to be some kind of arts. Whatever, let her go. I heard she's just the daughter of a tailor. I just hope she'll find a hiding place in Londinium's dark night. It stinks. How many people do you think have died the last couple of days? Don't take the alley to the north. A few infected went kaboom there yesterday. There's iridium dust everywhere. Those Sarkaz bastards. Their plan was always to trap us in here and have us fend for ourselves. You went to the transport union during the day. What did Marshall say? The place got burned down. There are nothing but steel beams left. I don't know if Marshall was in the pile of dead bodies. I didn't try to look. Porties can't all be idiots and wimps, right? All this is us taking a punch directly, and we're still dazed. Once we come round, Norport Boro will bounce back. Perhaps the Dukes will make it here soon, when the time comes. What? When did you start worshipping the Dukes? Are you hiding the Duke of Wellington's bloody autograph in your drawer now or something? We have to count on ourselves. We can leave this place. I will lead the charge, I swear. The last time you swore anything, you told me you would never fall asleep while you stood at night watch. I was just... Enough. Before we start dreaming, we have to find ourselves something to eat. We have Delphine and her tendency to hoard to thank for keeping this gym storeroom well stocked. Otherwise, we would likely be in this pile of dead bodies, too. Cador, they're fighting up ahead again. Not here, too. Let's take another route. The restaurants at the loading area might still have some supplies. We could try to buy something. Or trade. What will you do if they don't want to sell? You brought a weapon. This is just for defense. We won't use it. Things have yet to get that bad. Oh, sweet. We actually weren't too far off from actually doing the stage. Would you look at that? Brittle steel.
Let's go. Draw swords.
That way.
Awaiting order. Shut up.
Picked out your bait yet? I know what to do. Better watch your step.
I'm hoping this guy is safe. Because we couldn't detect him. And if he's not, then we'll have to do this all over again. Armored spy. Spy hired by a mysterious employer to sabotage their rivals while disguised as civilians. Great. Okay, so that guy was good. That's good. This guy's armored. He's walking slower.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Shut up.
Volcanic soot contains lots of originium particles. Let's not stay too long.
Don't. You better watch your step.
Extend my edge.
No! I wanted you to hit that guy. Damn it. Oh well. Oh.
Brittle as frost. Fragile like leaves.
That's bad.
Don't worry about me, Professor. I've scaled a lot more volcanoes than you can imagine.
Yeah, attack her for a bit.
Awaiting order.
I know what to do. Don't order me around.
Come on, come on. Okay, good.
Vermin.
Stop him there.
Okay. We will overcome what confronts us.
This will be over soon.
Don't. You better watch your step.
This time, I'll slow. I'll do my best.
Awaiting order.
I'm headed into the thick of it.
That should help.
I'm so Stay back! Roger, Wilco. Requesting permission of fire.
I know what's better match your step.
We can activate our skill if these guys even make it that far, which they're not. Golden Glow is just destroying them. Oh boy. No, Podenko.
Better match your step.
Okay, I've got a magic touch on this.
Podenko's still alive. Angelina might not be. Well, that's okay. I think the rest of the enemies are basically dead. Sweet. Another stage down.
I've been through countless battles. Seen
Wait,
the
no
courage,
after story?
witnessed the silent nothingness at the end.
There was no after story for this? Wow. I did not expect that. Usually they have story for both the start and finish. I think the same team should be fine. Well, honestly, we should probably take someone who's cheaper. We have a lot of expensive units, but not a lot of cheaper units. So I think Gaviel will have to go. Especially since our trust is already maxed out. So that's fine. We need someone who... cheap. I think a Vanguard would be good, but we can also do like a Specialist. Guard would work too. Could do Chungyu. I would do Franca, but I haven't leveled her up at all. I think I definitely want just another Vanguard though. And out of the people that I have actually leveled, who needs trust? It doesn't look like any of them, except Fang. I'll bring Fang.
Leave it to me.
Why not? Nothing wrong with Fang. It's 3 Vanguards. That'll help. Straight into it. Maybe we'll go a little farther today. If this is what's gonna happen with the story, we might just be able to go a little farther.
Let's begin. In position. Awaiting order. Shut up.
Volcanic soot contains lots of originium particles. Let's not stay too long.
Everyone, follow me.
Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Gently landing.
Everyone, follow me.
けばいいですか?
These guys are safe. Oh. Absurdist Tyrant Captain. Can only be blocked by units with at least 3 block. First attack deals splash damage. Ugh.
Feeling you're gaining some weight?
This guy's bad.
Forward.
How much splash damage are we talking about? Sweet. I put him in the perfect spot.
Scent of despair.
Flow, 皆さんの援護は
Shut up. Solidify.
Don't keep me waiting.
I'm headed into the thick of it.
Thrust.
Roger, Wilco. Be advised. Target eliminated. I'll do my best.
I've got a magic touch on this.
はい。エネルギーに気をつけてね。
Awaiting order.
I'm so tense.
Get away from me, please.
So far, so good.
Everyone, follow me.
Okay.
On standby.
We might just retreat Fang here. Fang in Texas. Texas will be
Let's just
replaced
get
with
this done
Neon. We'll add Frostleaf somewhere. I guess there is fine.
Okay. Ever wondered how it feels to float in the air? Extend my edge.
はい。エネルギーに気をつけて。
So I gotta waste my precious time on the likes of you third-rate amateurs.
And the last two are civilians. Or, no, one of them is civilian. That guy's a spy. Story? Hey, we're back to story. Okay, cool. We might be able to do one more stage then. Because we basically didn't get one full stage of story reading. Unless we get one of the long story stages, story chunks. Yeah. I really don't have anything here. Bollocks. We saw with our own eyes. You used your stove. Where'd you get food? How come you have something to eat every day? I just found it by chance. Found it? Don't go overboard with him. If this guy gets a neuropathy attack, we'll all be dead. Where's your storeroom? Spill it. I really just found them. Someone has been leaving things on my windowsill. Still trying to hide? Are his words really so untrustworthy? Even the infected get lucky sometimes and find food, right? What's so strange about that? And who are you? Here to rob him too? Hello, my name is Red. Oh my god. I didn't think this guy would show up in the story of all things. I knew he was in CC12. I knew he was the final boss of CC12. But oh my god, I didn't expect him to be in the actual story. That's so cool. I did not expect that. So glad to see him here. Back in my Ursus days, they all called me Redblade. Let's go. It's red. Oh, that is such a cool cameo. Not even cameo. I think he's just part of the story now. That's so cool. Pick up the pace. Stay close. Hang in there. We're almost there. Drat, there's more and more of them. White Wolf, I've heard about you and your family. I'm glad to have the opportunity to fight alongside you today. For Londinium and for Victoria. What are you trying to... Don't stop. Keep moving. Sarkaz, traitor, and Victorian insects. It's high time we brought an end to this game of hide and seek. I think he just suicide bombed. Christ. Where do you want to run? Is it death that you want to escape? You and your friends who are hiding in the shadows will all be torn to shreds. It's what you owe us. This is what everyone in Londinium, Victoria, and across the lands owe us. Run. Run. The storm will survive. You can't outrun war. Shut your bloody gob. God, too many people. We need to find a way to break through here. I only have one grenade left. Robin, take this grenade. Head down and blow up the bottom deck of Power Layer. Misery, protect them. The rest of you need to keep moving forward. You. Got it. Don't worry. Leave the rest to luck. Horn, you. Shut up. I don't have time to pummel you again. Hurry. Horn turns around and faces a wave of enemies surging on her position. She smirks a little. It is high time this all came to an end. All this fleeing, the battles, and the sleepless nights. Soldiers are meant to die in war. I wonder what Bagpipe is up to right now. She tightens her grip on her weapon and prepares to charge. Under the dark, cloudy sky, a strange sound can be heard zooming in ever closer from afar. A familiar sound. Although it's been a long time since it was last heard in Londinium. It was only in their distant memories and fuzzy rumors that people can find that sound source. That's... Horn, run! Take this chance. Oh my god. It's the Steam Knight! The last Steam Knight? He survived our encounter and came to help? No way. Dude, this chapter is awesome. I'm not even halfway through and this is awesome. Victoria. Let's go. 2 bosses coming to help. At least, well, I think Red is helping. Drat, these doors. They're too thick. They can't hear us on the other side. They took Clovesia and Catherine. Are they trying to use them as bargaining chips with the Sarkaz? These despicable traitors. Shining, can you open them? We can't delay any longer. We don't know when the Sarkaz will make it here. I will give it a try. No, don't. Don't make a big show like that. That's only going to draw the enemy here faster. We have a bunch of critically wounded and non-combatants here. If we actually start fighting the Royal Court guys, even if we can get away, what about them? We'd only be waiting to meet our maker by remaining here. I don't know what my friends are scheming, but my guys they have more in mind than keeping us here. My drone has a small laser cutting device. These steel plates may be thick, but if you give me some time, how long will it take? Oh, keep your pants on. I need to test the output first. Feist, do you remember what happened to old Bill? It has to be one of those monsters has got to have infiltrated us again. He fooled us again. We were too careless. We should have noticed sooner. Feist, are those Sarkaz who can change their faces here too? When those things exist, how can we trust anyone? What if that's not what this is? They're our allies. They're Londinium workers too. I know. I grew up with them. But what if? What if this is their decision? This is the choice that Tommy, Pato, and Day made with everybody else. But why? We're supposed to be on the same side. It's easier to believe that your allies were replaced than to accept that they've betrayed us. But that's exactly what happened. I can tell what they're thinking, more or less. Once the rage-induced fervor dissipates, it's not so easy to choose to keep fighting. Clavicia said as much before, too. In the end, we're just a bunch of normal people. I have to admit that. Even I fear leaving, just like them. Fleeing and cowering. It's the most instinctive choice that all normal people make when they are confronted with war. Then you stay. Stay here with your friends. I won't do that, Rock. I have to face my fear. That's the only way I can remind myself of the worth of bravery. I have faith that they haven't crossed that line. I have faith that they were only sucked into this choice by fear. But none of it matters now. I will save Granny and Clavicia, just like I did last time. But our wounded can't wait much longer. The drone's laser's working on the door already. It'll take 20 minutes, maybe? I'll help too. I have tools on me. Your hammer and wrench aren't gonna come in handy here. Be patient. Just hold on a little longer and we can leave this place safe and... What? I didn't catch any Sarkaz movement. Shining. Oh, hey, Shiny. Been a while. I heard you went to a family reunion. W, you're here. And now W's here. Inez, W, Ascalon, Logos, Misery, Red, Can I just call you Gaffy? Thank you for the follow, Gaffy. If that is how you're going to let me call you. I do appreciate it. No problem. Glad to hear it. But, I've already forgotten who the other one was. Oh, the Last Knight. The Last Knight's also here. The last Steam Knight. This is just a reunion of just all of the bosses that we fought in the past. Just and some like elite operators just all in this war together. Horn's here too. It's like so many cool characters are just in this chapter alone. And I am so disappointed in myself that I hadn't started this sooner. How could I? This is so much my bad. Oh, it definitely makes me want to read more of the story, though. W, half of Londinium heard that just now. The curtain's drawn, right? I've always been pretty accurate with my explosive. Just the right amount. I heard Keltsit got beat up real bad. Not to mention, Keltsit's really badly hurt right now. So I thought I'd find some time to come take a look. Whoa, she really did take a beating. Teresa doesn't know how to hold back, huh? And here I thought the guy would go gentler on his old friend. She's still unconscious. Well, shit, that's too bad. For me, that is. Should I shed a few tears for her? Or maybe I ought to take this chance to make sure the old hag never crosses me again. Monster's still here to protect her, W. Are you sure you want to go through with this? Ugh, that little shit's not dead either. Huh. Still so nasty. Monster was very heavily damaged. Wasn't until 2 hours ago that it recovered its motor functions. I suggest you avoid provoking it. I'm saving its master's life. At the very least, it's gotta learn to treat me with a little more respect. Otherwise... compromising. Now that's more like it. The royal court fighters are heading this way. Quick, we gotta get out of here before they... Oh, quit your yapping, Closure. It hurts my ears. Whose fault do you think that is? If you're so worried, get your men to move double time already. I know a couple good spots outside the city. Wanna take a look? How is W going to save Keltsit, I wonder? That not even Shining could. Also, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Won't be streaming tomorrow. So I'll be looking forward to Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. We're gonna stream again Wednesday, regardless of what happens. With the supplies we have on hand, best case scenario, we should be able to last another week. What about worst case scenario? Alright, I get it. Kador and I will keep trying to come up with something. What is the situation like outside? A borough that normally has less than 10,000 residents suddenly finds its population surging multiple times over. No additional supplies, no police, no law and order. We're still alive, even after the last several days. We should be thankful that the citizens still have a shred of morality. Could also be because Kador's fist pack a punch. I don't deny that. Have you heard anything about what the Duke's plans are? I heard Duke Windermere's barracks aren't far from here. I'm sure they won't turn a blind eye to a predicament. I've heard rumors. Some have said they saw a blaze surge through the night sky. We all saw that flying thing the Sarkaz had. On the day we were cast out of Londinium, its shadow swept through the entire plate. My guess is that the Dukes are all very fearful of that, and they're only probing how to attack it right now. Of course, it's also possible that the outside world has gone to hell, and Londinium has been bombed to smithereens. Who knows? Maybe the Dukes don't know that there are still people alive here? Maybe they thought all of us died. If only we had a way to get word out. What way? The intercity net is completely paralyzed. hapless sods trapped in the lockdown zone like us should just worry about whether we'll have anything to eat tomorrow. It's hard to believe that just a few days ago we were still watching that awful Rankwood movie in the video shop. What was that movie called again? War of the Mutant Geeks? Interesting name. The ending was actually pretty touching, though. I wouldn't know. I fell asleep. All I saw was the pneumatic city getting blown up in the explosion at the very end. All I remember is that Mr. McLaren was awfully generous with his money. After all, we helped him deal with the video shop's troubles plenty of times. I only hope that he is doing well. The situation outside wouldn't do his neurasthenia any favors. I stopped by the video shop for a look. His door was sealed shut. Why do you always sleep in the video shop, though? I remember we met each other because your laughter woke me up. Sorry, that movie was really funny. But to start, it was your fault for falling asleep there. There's no better place to sleep than there. That comedy director is really famous. I have all her... An untimely growl that signifies hunger can suddenly be heard, shattering the easygoing atmosphere that the two finally managed to build. Sorry. You've been eating too little. Your stamina won't last if you keep this up. It's okay. We need to carry on. The lives we had came to an end just like that. In an instant. This is what it all turned into. There are lunatics and dead bodies everywhere. There are the blockade walls that the Sark has built. There have been men attempting to break through them the past couple days. Their brains are still hanging on the walls. I still don't understand. How did it... War has broken out, Baird. I know. But just because of those few weightless words, everyone's past disappeared without a trace in the blink of an eye. Whose war is this? The Dukes are trying to protect Victoria. All I know is that this war is not mine. A small broken stir, as well as the clanging of multiple cans, can be heard from the shadows. What are you doing? It isn't your turn to stand watch tonight. What's that you're hiding underneath your coat? Stay back. Man is gonna be causing problems now. Just great. They're not gonna like that. 12-7. It's a red one. Don't have a boss. Train and enemies will differ in places. Well, I don't know what they were beforehand, so it doesn't matter. So let's see. Will even looking at this map do anything if the terrain is going to change? I don't think it will, so I'm just going to hit the button. Ooh, straight into story. Let's go. Stay away. All of you, stay away. This gutless man suddenly pulls out something and brandishes it in the air. It's a fountain pen, and even in the dark, you can clearly tell. You can tell clearly just how fancy it's decorated. He's a scholar of heraldry. Claims he could be the next fellow of the Royal Victorian Academy of Science. Maybe that's the pen from which all sorts of marvelous criticisms used to flow. But now, it's just a pathetic, utterly shameful weapon. clutched in a trembling hand. With a clatter, a can falls out from his coat, which he hastily stoops to pick back up and hide again under his layers. Sir, that's our last can of meat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't carry on. I'm at my limit. This lockdown zone, the dust of the dead floating in the air, this rotting corpse stench, this everything. I don't understand. Why should I be living out my days like this? I'm someone who means something. I should be waking up to the call of fowl, to a cup of coffee, and then to my writing desk and manuscripts. Why should I... Madams, I'm sorry. I'm aware of all the assistance you afforded me, but... Excuse me. Really. Please. But this isn't the sort of thing I should be doing. I used to take pride in my virtue. I was wonderful to my servants. I would tip double what anyone else would whenever we went out to eat. I can't carry on. I've had enough, really. I just can't make sense of this. I'm so confused. Then you're free to put down the can you've got and be out of this place. I can make a trade with you. I have some gems, Sargon origin, and a Sancta's patron firearm, which we don't need. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. The man trembles and shakes harder and harder until finally his legs give out and he's kneeling on the floor. He's probably never begged someone like this in all of his life. He's acting a comedic sight. He grips his overcoat with white knuckles so tight, the place where he hides the can bulges out. It's like a weeping tumor parasiting off his body, or an unborn child more loved than it'd ever know. Get on your way, man. Front door's sealed. You know how to make a balcony exit. Baird. Let him go. Let him go. Get him the hell out of here. And that stupid bloody can with him. Never return. Why don't you? I'm worn. I'm done watching this happen anymore. I never want to see any of this anymore. The timid man hurries to leave, stumbling, hesitating, like he doesn't believe this boxing gym owner / gang member would let him go so easy. Delphine stares daggers at him. He turned his head and subconsciously he feels about himself. He doesn't have a thing on him. Notes and coins are worse than useless in Noraport these days, to boot. He grinds his teeth, drops down, and leaves that gussied up pan of his on the floor, then immediately turns and legs it into the darkness. He's out. Baird picks the fountain pen up, and with no comment, stows it in her pocket. Delphine, come, and let's touch heads. Kept for a bit. Just like the old days, in the video shop. Oh, it's Paprika! She's, making a return. Young girl. They say you're the merc freshly assigned here? Yeah. Nice luck then. Got an easy job here. All you've got to do is watch that those Victorian guys don't cross the blockade line. If anyone makes trouble, you kill them. Got it. Yeah, let's give those stuck-up Victorians the miserable days they deserve. If I was calling shots, I'd throw them a pile of hatchet or whatever and let them dispatch themselves instead. I don't think the brief allows that. You know how to rain on a parade, little girl. Or Sarkaz. What does it matter to us if they live or die? We may as well find our own fun where we can. But... No. Whatever. I'm gonna take a nap. So you watch this place. If any accidents happen, I've got no reservations about taking your little head off along with theirs. He's gone. Thank you, girl. I didn't bring much out this time. There's some food and some medicine. Oh, that suffices. Thank you. Thank you. Why is it so weird for me to help you? You're a Sarkaz. You're one of us. What if we talk to my officer, sir? You don't need to be staying with these Victorians. No. I've lived here my whole life. This is my home. Londinium is? Any place you go, you find Sarkaz, don't you? I took on a running hotel myself, after you lot arrived here. I've never been to Kazdel, little girl. Is that where you're from? No, I've never been either. Then where do you call home? Home? I'm not that sure. I was born in Colombia, but my old captain said Kazdel was the real home for us Sarkaz. Even though you've never set foot there? I don't know. That's what all of them say. I don't take much notice of what those soldiers like to tell us. Never mind going out killing with them. I'd rather get that chandelier in my hotel fixed. You should have seen it when it was still in good shape. I'm telling you, a crown of jewels to be any dam's necklace. Dames. Not to mention all the effort I spent on as a younger man. Hands-on, polishing that thing to a spit shine. You sure are one weird Sarkaz. Is it strange to be more fond of light fixtures than murder? I'm sorry. I confess I've never had much contact with mercenaries. But it more than comforts me that there are kind-hearted girls like you who'd bring supplies for me out here. Bye for now, child. I can't stay around here too long. If you ever get a chance in the future, you must come pay a visit to my hotel. 40, even 30 years ago, when Norport was still singing with life, the hotel on Sunset Street was the best place in all of Londinium to be. I will. Maybe once we're done with the war? Good. You'll have a secret invitation from me to try our best desserts. Shatter. Such witchery has no purchase against us, Banshee. You've made more than enough attempts over these past days. It is time wasted. A true grasp of our cluster's nature is not yours. Your knowledge is wholly attained from study. Altogether parched is your personal experience. Perhaps you should lay down your pen of bone for one moment. We would like to simply take a walk with you. In the words of a good Viscount we once became, this city offers no better time than the present. Walk slow. The footpaths about the city center are Londinium's pride. Domatzi, what fate is it you wish to elect for yourself? You're profuse with incarnations and transformations. You believe death is always yours to outrun. I will perform your elegy for you in your hole. Please don't look to scare us, Banshee. We know the methods at your disposal. We simply point out that an individual's death is not the end to us, just as a city does not metamorphose for a street's removal, nor does a civilization collapse for a written script's vanishing. Yet any civilization will languish and decline, and thus we value the renewal, the experience. We knew close to every one of your forebears, Banshee. All once were young, and all once were greatly, ardently aspirational as you are now. Perhaps there's no other way it should be. Perhaps it is by the elegy, the dirge, that transformation should be begotten. But they all became as dust in the end. A cohort likewise cannot flee the knell at your nape. Does your experience still draw you to that flame of ruinition's side? No, it doesn't. Already we have searched for countless years, and still we search for different looks, for different places. You are an extraordinary master of witchcraft. May we bid you to grant this olden memory a pittance of a stage set. I, sunk into Sargon's sea of sands for 100 years, the time when the King of Kings' expedition had only just come to a close. Such exploits call to you to follow in their wake, especially before they fully passed into legend. Banshee, stir those sandstorms for me, a fata morgana though it may be. I ask a meager moment of your precious time. Come seek my origins with me. Let us submerse in them. Let us trek together. Maybe you'll understand me, or maybe I'll find myself in you. Prove yourself to me. We will reach a conclusion, Damatzi. Curtains. Of course, obviously, this doesn't quite match up with what remnants memories I have, but I can't blame you. The wind scours all too many traces. It was here I built people's houses. Newfangled wonders like nomadic cities weren't yet to be, and the houses built of stones ultimately vanished to thin air within the sandstorms. Built, then destroyed. Built, then destroyed. Most might tire after facing such a cycle, but in it, I was happy. You liken this to civilization. This is the renewal you so enjoy. No, not enjoy. That was a sloppy metaphor, no more. Ultimately, there is a construction to every civilization, and an ending. And yet I possess neither, though I so yearn to. You aren't a stone, you're sand. Sand. Yes, Banshee, I am sand. Unable to be constructed, its very own end. A state you're not content with. I once became as a Lord Amir's countenance, and met the King of Kings of that era. He proclaimed himself the Shah of past and future, that all answers to all creation in his golden trove of treasures. I asked him, Your Majesty, what meaning is there to all we surround ourselves with? Where will you lead us? He lifted his head high and proclaimed to me, My very thought is meaning. Such was his arrogance, his egotism, that basking in the light of the afternoon sun, he believed himself civilization's ruler. But all I could see was that, comically, he trodden on a corner of his own cloak. I was bored, and so I departed the place. I'm very struck by the Duke's methods. Our squad's not a small one, but you infiltrated like you were walking into your own backyard. Those quick grapples of yours, and the mini-illusion units, No wonder you got your own Londinium intelligence network established under Sarkaz's control district. You're free enough you can move between Londinium and this disused plate however you want. Victoria's the most formidable nation in these lands, and the Duke I'm loyal to is Victoria's worthiest of note. It's only natural we'd have our whole gallery of arts tricks readied. Hope you don't turn them on us. The Duke of Castor treats her friends very dearly. The airship's hidden somewhere on this plate. By our estimates, there should be an underground dock here. Nothing more concrete? We'll leave it up to you. You've got a little time before Old Wellington and General Knotsenrear start testing each other's strength. But a little's all you've got. I'm trusting you all to wrap this up in a satisfactory way. For me. And don't forget, this is a trade. Your Royal Highness Alexandria, and you, Dr. Rhodes Island. 12-7, here we go.
Team,
Nothing looks
check
different.
your gear before departing. Leave it to us.
Picked out your bait yet? I know what to do. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Nice.
Let's begin.
We'll do that.
Volcanic soot contains lots of originium particles. Let's not stay too long.
Got it. You can't stop me.
16, of course. I'm assuming this guy is bad.
Okay.
Thrust.
I know what to do. Don't order me around.
Extend my edge. My bodily fluids aren't the only thing that's chilling.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
You can't stop me. Vermin.
Got him.
I know what to do. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Express.
Let's just get this done with.
Hi. This time?
Extend my edge.
Hi. This time? Oh, flowing magma. Please, slow your steps.
My bodily fluids aren't the only thing that's chilling. Awaiting orders.
I know what to do. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Extend my edge. On standby. Got it.
I'll do my best.
Got it. Cut them to pieces.
Uh-oh. Another big guy. This guy requires 3 block as well, though, so that's not good.
Extend my edge.
Don't keep me waiting.
I'm headed into the thick of it. Can I stay back? Hi? そういう雑草ならたくさん見てきましたから。Drawing the bead on the target.
Oh, you want me to handle this personally? Got it. Cut them to pieces.
Okay. Okay. Feeling you're gaining some weight?
はい。アレルギーに気をつけてね。
So far, so good. It's been a little scary, but we have survived. Jessica is barely alive. This is fine.
Awaiting order. You can't stop me.
Because Aya's skill just came back. Golden Glow's skill's back.
どこに行けばいい？私が何とかします。
This guy should die soon.
Feeling you're gaining some weight?
Sweet. We got through it.
もう大丈夫ですか？
It was scary, but we got through it.
お疲れ様でした。
Also, there was no after story again? There was no after story again. Holy crap. We didn't have an after story here. We didn't have a before story here. And we're having a tutorial stage here. Roadside emergency reserves. When destroyed, grants a certain amount of DP and cost limit. So break these, and it substitutes for what a civilian would be. Fair enough.
We'll take them out all at once.
ちょっと乱暴だけど、硬い金属とかシェルター
Where
を
are
取り
they?
裂くのが好きなんだ。
We spotted a large number of enemies. However, we lack the resources or backing from civilians to deploy the AoE operators.
My rule is to balance your lives.
Fortunately, we
hanging.
found some emergency supplies on the streets. Break the supply crates to get deployment resources. Oh, so these 3. Cruz is on it. Okay, that's fair, that's fair.
There you are.
Get lost.
We've replenished our deployment resources.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
Take aim.
Get lost.
私が振りまく地で大盛り上がり間違いなし。
戦場を騒がしくなかったら声を上げてもいいよ。我慢しないで。
Get lost.
Nice. Okay, so there is supply
感染者
crates.
の権利は感染者自身の
Good
手
to
に
know.
取り戻す。
And this will be the last stage. We will also have to pop a potion for it. We might do an extra stage depending on how much the potion gives
Glad
us.
to see you again, Doctor.
Also, we're at 24 OP. That'll allow us to get at least one skin for free from chapter 13 when it releases tomorrow. However, since we're also pushing chapter 12 and then chapter 13 will exist, it's going to be a lot more OP if you're going to be available for us. Also, more potion. Oh. Always this. How much do you give? You give 80. So that should allow us for 2 stages. And we're gonna do both of them today. Now I said we would do only 12-8, but because of how many of these only had a before or after, I feel like we can do an extra one. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh my god. Speak of the devil. No before on this one either.
All operators must maintain strict discipline.
Actually, I'm gonna put Texas here.
Draw swords.
She can start whacking on these boxes immediately.
Awaiting order. Cut them to pieces.
I'm headed into the thick of it. Roger, Wilco. Don't come any closer. Magma will dredge up Originium veins. Keep your distance. Now's the time to help everyone out. Roger, Wilco. さっさとやっちゃおう。
Oh, jeez.
Vermin.
Oh, well, that happened.
思ってたよりちょっと大変。In position, requesting permission to fire. Huh?
Oh yeah, La Pluma's gonna be fine.
Now's the time to help. Don't worry about me. Ashes from volcanoes. They consume and erase, then nourish and propagate.
Cut them to pieces.
Well, mostly fine, I should say. She's actually very close to dead. I'm holding out for Neon right now, so I'm hoping La Pluma can hold out a little longer. Oh my god, she is barely holding on over there.
In position.
In position. Don't come any closer.
Suppress them.
This should work. Extend my edge. Thrust.
I'm listening.
Extend my edge.
Whew. Close one. Does have an after story though. It's really changed around here. Ruins, corpses, and Iridium dust floating from the dead. I imagine you Rhodes Islanders don't need me worrying about your protection, being an Earpathy specialist and all. This war has been creating new infected without end, and life under these circumstances can only make it harder. They've been thrown into this chaos without warning. They may not realize how cruel a fall it is yet. That goes for the pain of their illness and the scars of war. But they'll know soon enough, and twice over. We all have a clear picture of how it infects and festers, how the people die in their confusion or amass in their hatred. And you've seen what that hatred leads, Doctor. Reunion. War has given people a great excuse. Without the veil of daily life, things could get even worse. Whatever reason it is, we need to stop Teresa's. And Teresa. Roger. It looks like we'll have to part ways for the moment. So goes our line of work. Always piles of things nagging at you to deal with them. Right, I think I'll be seeing you in a bit. Stay productive now. Bleeding hell. He makes my hair stand on end. Not even old PC Whitman ever made me feel so sick. Alright everyone, chin up. Welcome to the HQ of We Merry Glasgow Gangers. I mean, I can guarantee it was, at least. Don't know how Baird's been running the gym since we left. Siege, Morgan, you've not got anything to say? Indra, love, I think I stepped on something. Probably just someone's pet scarpeting over the, scarpering for the street again. The hell? Is that a... Amia, don't look. I've seen already, Doctor. In those illusions from the past, I've seen sights still more tragic than the ones here. We're here precisely to ensure the situation doesn't unfold that far. The hatred man led us here, then permitted us to act freely on our own wishes outside of the deal we made. His goal is clear to us. He knows we won't be content with letting all this be, and he hopes the people here will credit the Duke he serves with our actions. But I don't care. I don't care how the Duke wants to use us. I don't care what kind of prestige she's hoping to rake in. I don't care if this will impact some other Duke's fight for their people's affections or compel them to act in whatever way. All that matters is I cannot let this be. This isn't some disaster taking place in a country, in a city, in a neighborhood unrelated to us. This is happening to each and every living person. Trust has always been a fragile thing, collapsed in a moment, ever harder to rebuild. Quickly, Doctor. We might not have that many pharmaceuticals on us, but we have to make all the use of them that we can. There, that should be okay now. Sorry, I'm not a professional doctor. This is just some basic first aid. We've stabilized your uropathy symptoms and stopped your wounds worsening. That's all we can do for now. You need rest and supplements. After that, it's down to luck. Do you need us to bring you home? No need. Hunger knocked me out, that's all. Just was sleeping for a bit on the pavement. What'll you be wanting? I've got nothing to my name. We don't want anything. Nothing? Go back home, sir. Here's some food. Keep it hidden. Don't let anyone else find out. Who the... Alright. I'll be out of here then. You've gone too long without food. Don't eat too quickly. You need to let your bodily functions recover bit by bit first. Right. Got it. Thank you. Amia, we have a lot of people staring at us. Most of them with ill will. 2 groups are planning their moves and readying Molotovs. I know. But at the same time, the desperate have seen us too. And the ones hiding themselves in the dark, deathly ill, so have they. Just the fact that we're here might have been enough to relight a spark of hope in them. After violent collapse, any rebuild demands great care. That's right, Doctor. We don't need for the people to trust us. We need them to re-establish their trust in each other. That's what underlies a society coming back to life. Someone's coming. Doesn't matter. I'm stood right here. I'll stand in front of you. This is our street, and we're pulling her back out of this chaos and anger. Doesn't matter who it is. Bring it on. Mind yourselves. Here they come. Hey! Is that... Oi. Watch you don't fuss about nothing, Hannah. Nearly socked you right straight in the gob. Let's show off like a circus. Want everyone here targeting you? Come on, with me. They're gonna run. Shit, the Glasgow's got in first. Surround them. Out of the way. Miss Inez, don't take them on. Not for now. I recognize a few of their line. It's just the fear and tortures driving them mad. Nothing they need to pay for with their lives. Head to the alley we used to bunk off at for snooker. Same door as ever. Got it. Baird, we'll see you at home. Come with me. Quick, get a move on. Don't lose them. I haven't eaten for days. I can't run. On your bike and get out of here then. You'd eat dead people if you had any spine. I'm not your nanny. Bread. Let's go. You want to go? Who are these people? Who are those people? Who else are they gonna be? It's the Glasgow bastards. The Glasgow gang, are they? Are we getting them together, or am I getting you? No, I reckon I've seen them before. And that one in the uniform. Things here got more complex than I was predicting. I need to move fast. It's so cool seeing Red here. Is there a bigger ruckus in there today or something? Did a fire start again? Or, did a fire start again? Should I go take a look, sir? If a fire spreads, then it's no skin off your nose, little girl. Do your own job. Don't let me see anything funny. No one's going to look out for you here. Aye, aye, sir. Sir, what brings you here in person? There's nothing you need to worry about here. It's all under control. Paying no heed to the Sarkaz soldier's report, Manfred walks over to the foot of the blockade zone's wall, gazing far off at the buildings within. Is something off, sir? The war continues to proceed smoothly. Paprika, what have you witnessed in these past days? They've just been slaughtering each other. No, it's not even that, really. They've just been so scared. Fear and mistrust divide a people. Pacts, customs, and morals all collapse forthwith under extreme conditions. The Kazdel of old attested to that. Kazdel. Hence do our two leaders take a stand. You mean, what if I were to ask you, what can bind a people? Maybe patience? We can try and win people over, or use our own kindness to move others. I think as long as you have enough time. She failed. Any ties that such things build are too frail. But he told me the most efficient thing is hate. Manfred throws an indifferent glance at the young mercenary girl, her breasts bound tight by nerves, daring only to stare at the tips of her own shoes. You have persistently been sharing your own supplies with those behind the blockade. No, that was a Sarkaz. I thought... What? How could you? Sarkaz who serve Victoria should make you even more sick. Sir, I assure you I will immediately... Continue. Sir? We cannot have everyone inside dying of starvation yet. In time, they will be of great use to the military commission. Ooh, Paprika got saved. Not much has changed around here. Morgan, all your graffiti still up? I'm looking now. My standards must have been terrible back then. You haven't got much better, though? Oh, you want to go, Hannah? As the two argue, Siege and Baird look on, then make brief eye contact, and break into laughter, shaking their heads. If you overlook the sealed-up entrance, the boarded-up windows, and the weariness in their expressions, it might all seem like nothing's changed. But everyone knows deep inside, we haven't changed. It is self-consolation at most, a kind of illusion. Every minute and second that's ever passed has left an unquestionable mark on them. Long time no see, Baird. True that, Vina. Long time no see. The fact you're still around and kicking is probably the best news I've had in a long while. I've never said die. You know that. That I do. Vina, I'm just as happy to see you back here. Happier than you can imagine. I always believed you'd come back. We put up the sign for the slobber knocker together and all, back in the early days. Just, it's been hard for me to grin and bear it in these times. I know. And I know you didn't come back just for my sakes. 5 whole years ago, you scrambled out of here. I remember Norport was practically open season already. All those bastards after your neck. I wasn't ready then. I didn't want to tow anyone else into my business. It was leave or nothing. So, you're back here now. Back on our street. Now you're ready. I hope I am. The Rhodes Islanders want to look for that Sarkaz airship here. I'll be assisting them as a Rhodes operator and all. But I've never stopped being a member of the Glasgow gang. God, that is such a hard word to say sometimes. Glasgow gang. I think sometimes I actually say Glasgow. I'll get you out of this mess. That's my duty to you. Always has been. Same as ever, you are, Vina. Not one bit different. Just like it used to be, eh? Just there's one thing. I don't know if... Baird, we're skint on supplies as is. Now you bring in all these people. You want everyone to split up once we're done eating? Or are you hoping I'll go rob some blockhouse with security up to here? Shut it with that, Cador. Although our stockpile is definitely... Please, it's okay. We brought rations with us. We even have some surplus. Not the biggest amount, but enough to put us out of dire straits for now. We can change this zone together. As long as we can unite everyone on the plate. Pfft, unite? Listen, Countess Runt. Unite is an easy word to toss around, but you lot are more than welcome to try. Fingers crossed, you're what makes the difference.
With the right plan, even rookies like us can win a tough fight.
One more stage. That is the plan. And I'm glad there's not a story bit in between. Here we go. I should look at the map. We got... Ooh. See, I don't want to break this one. I don't want to break any of these, really. Because if you break them, then that also opens up the sections for them to just walk on through. So I got to be careful of what I actually like attack. For example, I think this one is the only one I actually will go for. But I also have to be really careful to not accidentally hit the other ones. Because if I hit the other ones, everything goes to shit. This room. Take a look, Dagna. This is our old home. Ooh. Must have been pretty good living here. No shit it was. Hannah never did the cleaning, though. Oi, Vina. How many more times do you want me to fess up to my mistakes? I dropped in now and then after you left. Tidy things a little. Been a few years, but shouldn't be much different than it was. The whole stash is still here. Always knew you were a type, Baird. Fancy me having to be the poor girl left behind. Don't give me that, Baird. You told us you were going to stay. How you need to be in your own bed, be shambling the moment you were out of Norport. Yeah, well, maybe I should have tried to put up with it. Stuff that. You think I don't know you? We're all stuck in hell when you can't sleep. If I'm tired enough to go 6 feet under, the last thing I want is you trying to chinwag with me again. Well, I've been falling asleep just about anywhere these days. What, too tired? Might be. Just found out sleeping's the best way to empty your head. Once my Rhode Island mission's done, Baird, I'll bring you lot out of here. All of you. Here, here, here. Let's pop some bottles to celebrate getting back together all these years. It's cheap stuff, but hey, maybe leaving it so long made it better. Morgan, give Baird a read on those books you wrote. Tell her about our adventure. Hey Baird, you're missing your chance to become part of the King's Chronicles. Morgan? What's wrong? You've been pale as a sheet this whole time. We finally made it home. You have to chin up a little. I'm thinking about the hand I stepped on. It was probably just some accident. It had a thumb ring on it. Something's telling me I've seen it somewhere before. I feel like I should remember. But I keep drawing a blank. Baird, what's been happening in Norport all these days? Not much, Morgan. Maybe it was just an accident. Everyone's been trying their hardest to survive, that's all. It's in the past anyway. You're back now. We'll be out of here soon. That's enough for us. Norport's our home. I used to picture what it'd be like when we came back. Thought we'd spend our first night pilling into that snooker place to play until the sun came up. Then go drinking next door until it all went dark. Or maybe we'd go to McLaren at the video place and reserve all the seats. End up watching 10 whole adventure movies back to back. I saw it, but I didn't dare look properly. All that broken glass caked with the blood, and the shadows all on the ground inside. You should get a proper kip, like me. Must be shattered after coming all this way. Vina, you've got that realm blade now. You'll be the hero, yeah? You'll save Norport. We'll save Norport. This'll all just pass, right? Of course. We'll take back our old lives. Maybe if... Nah, look how late it is. Get some rest, buckers. We've got mountains to deal with tomorrow. Baird's right, Morgan. We all need to get some proper rest. Siege huddles up on the sofa. She used to spend countless nights here. Every inch of it feels as familiar as ever. She still remembers how they picked up this couch at the flea market all those years ago. The four of them breaking their backs to carry the bloody piece of tat all the way to the gyms upstairs. She reckoned it pretty wide back then, but soon enough she was resting her feet on their armrests just to fit. In the dark, Siege's hand brushes over the sofa, feeling each nook and cranny. Here's the gash left from when Hannah was practicing with her knife. 3 whole days she felt guilty about that. Morgan spilled a whole bottle of drink here. She brought a tin of awful cleaning stuff to treat the stain, and it got worse the more she tried. The whole patch is still smooth as a baby bee's bottom to this day. Baird put the iron down here and forgot about it. Nearly burned the whole room down. No. She used to believe these days would never change. She used to be sure these days would never change. This is their Glasgow gang, their neighborhood, their stomping grounds, their home. Honestly, I know this is actually just a picture, but it looks like a real room. Like it looks detailed enough to look like I'm looking into someone's room right now. Though that I do have like slightly bad eyesight, so that might just be me. It's true, she's back. But deep inside, she's not one bit happy. That memoir of Morgan crossed her mind again. The legendary Vina and her legendary mates. Siege gently touches the Sigh of Kings, resting by her side. As ice cold as it ever was. Leader, hero, King. King of the Siege, Vina. Alexandria, Vina, Victoria. Something on your mind, Vina? These clothes are too heavy. I can't catch my breath sleeping in them. I'm looking for stuff that fits me better. In that drawer. Hey, it's back to her old fit. Huh. Haven't gotten any taller, hmm? Come on, we're adults. We stopped growing ages ago. You never know with these things. I remember when we first met. You were only about this tall. Enough. It's the same old guff you always spout about time passing. I haven't had anyone in years to tell that same old guff to. I'm sorry, Baird. I'm just glad you're back, Your Majesty Vina. Don't call me that. Alright. King of the Siege. Same as ever then. Who are you? What is it, Lady Ermengarde? Ermengarde. Don't call me lady. I'm not that old yet. I'm sorry, Miss Ermengarde? I'm not quite sure how old you liches are. Forget it. Lady Ermengarde will do. This high-speed battleship really has been reduced to tatters. And the vampire's cohort gave this place a bathing, too. General Manfred says this is going to be the start of the Sarkaz's victory. Sarkaz's victory. And old Dame Kaltzitz kept warning me a future like this wouldn't bring anything about for us. Still, I just can't figure it out. Why would my tutor have had a feline friend for so long? We're leaving. I hate the stench of this place. Come with me, please. Her Highness Teresa is waiting for you. Doctor, good morning. We need to make some plans for our upcoming operation. The Sarkaz are treating the citizens as insurance that they won't be directly artillery struck. But whether the military commission or the Dukes, we can't truly count on their benevolence in this. And even if we ignore the game that's ongoing between them, we're still bearing witness to the terrible state the blockade zone is in. You've seen the state of chaos Norport is in these days. Far easier said than done to change the status quo. That medicine stuff you brought with, I gave it a count. I'm afraid it's only a drop in the bucket. Right, what you can accomplish is going to be very limited with our help alone. But that's no reason for us to hold back. Investigation of the airship and evacuation plans for the plagued citizens are simultaneous work for us. We can't afford to overlook anything. What's the matter, Miss Delphine? You lot have the chops, right? You wriggled through the Sarkaz blockade to get here, so I'm guessing it's easy for you to slip back out. I can say with pride that those gathered here now are all extraordinary operators of Rhodes Island. But I'm very sorry, Miss Delphine. I think we may not live up to what you're imagining. When pitted against those steering the war from behind the scenes, we may very well be called puny. So you only got here thanks to some help? Unfortunately, it's a deal, as the man loved to put it, and not a fantastic one at that. Are you a Sarkaz? Didn't think a Duke would have found another Sarkaz lot to work with instead. Someone thinks too much. No, I just read the papers usually. Very good habit. You're still planning the evac right now, aren't you? Did your fancy pants backer agree to help? Sadly for you, no. All signs say she doesn't care. But you lot obviously do. Welcome to Rhodes Island. I'm keeping my opinions to myself, though. My concern is whether we can get out of here alive. Then I have a proposal, Rhodes Islanders. This may be a bit of a risk. The Sarkaz have locked down every information channel out of Norport, and I think I can guess what their excuse to the wider public is. And see, I trust any of the Dukes to know it is nothing more than an excuse. But they won't spoil the facade themselves. In fact, the Dukes and the Military Commission of Kazdel have a quiet understanding on that. Yes, the Sarkaz are using this plate's people as an excuse. Aren't the Dukes? My guess is, if the Sarkaz did slaughter every last soul here, a few Dukes would be breathing a sigh of relief. In a war, some only see ethics as a burden. Yeah, you're not wrong. So we go and break that silent understanding. We need to give some of the Dukes a push. Make them act more decisively. Before we're all dead here for real. Ugh. Excuse me. Just needed a drink of water after all that reading. Ugh. Back to Golding. Days it's been, Golding, and still not a word from you. You're not this reticent a person as far as we know. How are the Londinium Corps? They've left the city. How many of them are left? Not many, I wager. Fine, back to your silence. Does it bring you any peace? I'm simply remembering them all. Enough, Golding. You don't belong to them by nature, and you're free in any case to forget that insubstantial sense of affiliation. It wasn't your hands that killed them. Most simply you do just die in war. You even came up with a word for it. Sacrifice. And most of those names, the people hiding behind them, you've never so much as met. Does becoming a member of the collective instill joy or pride in you? Regretfully, as you've seen, we can only belong to ourselves in the end. No, I used to believe that. At first, I believe I fought for our shared dream, for the Self-Salvation Corps' cause. My apologies. In these past days, I've realized that might not have been the case. Leto was right. We are all the same kind. I told him he was pessimistic, yet look at me. Whether I admit it or not, I'm someone who despairs easily myself. The Corps' members may fight with pure ideals in heart, but the Corps itself does not. Take Clovicia or Allerdale, both women I respect for their character, yet their aims extend far beyond what they claim out loud. For a very long time I pretended to be blind to that. It disillusions you now. You finally realize your undertakings were marred since the start. You feel your efforts were all in vain. Hardly. You see, I don't have any cause on my mind. I'm just thinking of the people, faces upon faces. Heidi, Feist, Rock, Old Bill, Adams, Little George. I have no standing and no right to say I should repent for the Corps. I don't belong to any illusory collectives of that sort. But I need to come face to face with every one of them inside myself. Now comes the stage. The final stage of today. Tonight. Yeah, tonight.
A smith's gotta be ready to pay the debts accrued by the weapons she forges.
In position. Enemy spotted. Prepare to fight.
This guy's armored.
I'm listening. Let's begin.
This was a mistake.
Everyone, follow me.
I know what to do. Don't order me around.
Awaiting orders. Cut them to pieces.
Okay, I can do it a few more times, but not too many times.
This should work.
Don't. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Ready for action.
Forward.
Your orders.
I'm headed into the thick of it.
Solidify.
In position, drawing the bead on the target.
Got it. You can't stop me.
Magma will dredge up Originian veins. Keep your distance.
I'm listening. I know what to do. Don't order me around. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Iyo.
This will be over soon.
Don't worry about these particles have no place here. I'll send them away.
Got it. Cut them to pieces.
When 'tis a choice of life and death, why shouldst thou lay down thy arms? Better use your staff.
思ってたよりちょっと大変。Roger Wilco, requesting permission to fire. さっさとやっちゃおう。I'll do my best. Huh?
Don't keep me waiting.
I'm hoping to first try this. That'd be nice.
I'm so tense.
I think even if this gets destroyed, that's okay. This one would be a problem. This one would be a problem.
In position, requesting permission to fire.
This is the last enemy, so It doesn't matter anymore. Oh, well. No after story again. That's crazy to me. Like, we got so much progress done because there was no after story for here. There wasn't before story there. There wasn't an after story there. This was a tutorial stage. This only had after. And this one only had before. What is going on? This is not the Arknights I recognize. I'm not complaining though. This is letting me get farther than I expected I would get. So maybe if that continues, maybe we'll be able to do it in a lot less parts than I would have expected. Which would be great. I would love to finish it faster. I want to start chapter 13 as soon as possible. And the more that there isn't a before and after, the faster we can do that. Though I don't expect it to continue for too long. Something tells me that it won't last forever.
The wiring in this room's terrible. Who did this? I'm gonna sort everything out here line by line.
Is this place like a disarray?
Oh.
Glad to see you again, Doctor.
Oh. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the story right now, and I'm upset with myself that I didn't start it sooner. I really am. This was a great section. On that note, I did get a message that really surprised me, so I'm gonna check what that is real quick. Well, it looks like I will be doing the Zenless Zone Zero
You look a little worse for
amplifying
wear.
test.
Are you doing all right these
That
days?
is surprising. I didn't expect to get into the test, but it looks like we will be doing the test on Tuesday, Thursday. I think it's on Thursday. So yeah. Wow. Yeah, well, I guess on Thursday we'll be playing Zenless Zone Zero instead. I'm still coming to terms with that I got into that, so. Whew. So I guess stay tuned for that. That's gonna be interesting. I do hope that they, like, the only reason that I signed up for the test is because they said the TV system was worked on to make it better in a way that the players would enjoy. So that is why I decided to sign up for it. And I'm looking to see what they changed. Because if they change it for the better, it's gonna be really good. On that note, Wednesday, after the thing that I have that day,
You look a
we
little
will
worse for wear every time I see
be
you.
doing more
Are you
Arknight story.
doing all right these days, Doctor?
We'll be doing part 3, and I will make sure that before then I will have the YouTube side will have the setup ready and all that. And then that day we will also be looking at basement skeletons video, the English VA stuff that it has just released. We will also be rolling for the certain character that I have been wanting, or just realized that I wanted. And we will talk about that on Wednesday. So, stay tuned. We will raid someone and have a nice night. Bye-bye.
You look a little worse for wear every time I see you. Are you doing all right these days, Doctor?